What's good, everybody, man? Welcome to Prolificgroupww podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Destin, and as you know, it's my boy,
Mark.
Y'all. Excuse my boy, he's a little faded. New Year's, new you. But we have somebody new to the group, man. Want to introduce yourself?
Hey y'all, my name is Brio. I'm new to the group, but I like talking about controversial topics, and today's topic is.
Ooh, man, today's topic. I think we all know what Mr. Sir Williams, Katt Williams, that is, had a lot to say this past couple of days. Shout out to Shannon Sharp and Katt Williams for reaching new heights. 11 million.
Cheers to my nigga Katt.
So, man, I think we need to talk about what Katt Williams addressed.
Yeah,
He addressed a lot.
Yeah, he
got into some shit, my boy.
That boy said a lot of people been sucking penis. The penis out there in
I wasn't gonna go there. I was gonna go with the Illuminati references, but okay.
Hey, man, that's as real as it gets, man. Ask P. Diddy.
Oh, damn.
Shout out to Diddy.
Who?
Shout out.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to Diddy, man.
I ain't shouting that nigga out.
Who doesn't want to be like brothers play fighting under the covers? Apparently P. Diddy.
What the fuck?
Will I jump to that? Hell no.
Like I say, niggas talking about that power bottom shit and shit. Nah, I'm good with that.
Oh, man, not T.D. Jakes, man.
I'm regular.
That boy take him to the bottom in the name of the Lord. Crazy
Hey,
world we
bro,
living in,
hey.
man. Crazy world we living in.
You know, I thought being struck by lightning was an old wives' tale, but you keep this shit up. I don't know.
Hey, man, not as much as Katt Williams. He addressed a lot of different things, man. But preferably, one gearing towards Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, Kevin Hart.
I fuck with Cedric too.
Yep. And a plethora of other people.
Luda, I fuck with him too. That nigga.
Let's start with the whole stealing of the joke. Well, Cedric.
Yeah, let get my boy say it out the way. I fuck with him.
For how long?
What you mean for how long, bro? The nigga is funny. After Bernie, arguably he's the funniest out of the quartet of comedians. I've enjoyed a plethora of his stand-up shows, and after thorough investigation and analyzation of previous views and what Katt Williams said, I can't disagree or say that Katt lied about him stealing that joke with the spaceship exploration, and yeah, that was disappointing. That was disappointing, but will that change? Will him stealing one thing change the fact that I think he's the second funniest out of the four of them? No. Will I say that diminishes his prowess as a comedian and integrity? I wouldn't say very much so, but I would say yes. Because not only did he steal it, he lied about it. And I think that shit hurt the worst, being a fan of Cedric the Entertainer.
Did he ever talk about how that made him feel back then of him listening to the joke that was stole? I don't remember that.
He did say he was flabbergasted.
Okay.
Like, in a sense. He was just like, how dare you type shit.
Yeah, but did he ever say he said anything to him? I don't remember that.
I don't think Katt mentioned any type of confrontation. Like,
Yeah, he just, I guess he was keeping all this like in his back pocket. Was like,
evidently clear.
or I don't know. It just, I guess he got fed up where it wasn't he was purposely storing it, but it's like, okay, enough is enough.
I mean, he said that they addressed it. That he let it slide, but then got onto this platform, where you speak freely, hopefully without repercussions, and said that he had seen Katt 30 times and that Katt ain't said nothing, which Katt responded to that You know what I'm saying? Like, if I let it slide, why would you even say that if I had let it slide? You know what you did, and if I would have saw you, I would have busted your shit. And keep it a buck.
Yeah,
you probably would have busted your shit.
He did say that right there in the he did say that.
So it's like,
damn.
How can you be so fraudulent in a situation like that, knowing that you did somebody dirty, and sit there and maneuver around it, and try to tiptoe around the issue like most of these people do, rather than say straight up like, yeah, I did it. Yeah, I did it.
I'm not gonna say he was right for that though. I will say a lot of comedians are guilty of doing what.
Yeah, I mean, which is a common practice. But you're like, you know what? Even if you did it, you know they say imitation is flattery, in a nutshell. But in any situation, you always give credit where credit is due. Yo, shout out to Katt Williams for this joke, man. I know he did it first, man. Sorry, Katt, but that was Katt's joke, y'all. That was Katt's joke. That shit was funny, man. I had to remodify it, man. But yeah, that was Katt's joke. Shout out to Katt.
Yeah.
That's simple, but nah, like, man, that ain't his joke. That's my joke. That's my joke, man. Katt delusional. That nigga on drugs.
Yikes on a fucking bike.
It's like, in every situation, when everybody that don't responded, like the ones that's beefing with Katt, they always go back to this whole drug thing. This man said several times that I'm not on drugs. I'm not on drugs.
And the parameters to prove he wasn't on drugs.
Yeah,
the point he brought up,
like losing money. He was talking about, no production or
no agency drug tested him.
Yeah, no agency said they can say he messed up the bag. He never messed up money.
You said check his IBDM.
Yeah, check that. And there's nothing.
There's
nothing.
No stories that can prove that he was inebriated. No drug dealers that he bought from. Nobody that he shot with. No stories of anybody that's ever seen this person inebriated.
That nigga started out as a marksman, and after that interview, Katt Williams is a certified sniper. All I can say is, yeah, they better watch the fuck out.
In the words of Michael Jordan, he took it personally.
Oh yeah, he did that. But the thing is, no, he did better than taking it personally. He bided his time in, like, how can I put this in layman's terms? He didn't make sure he got tic-tac-toe. He bided his time to get an assured victory 2 different directions. So that way, it don't matter what way you go about the game, he has an assured way to win on either side of the board. And I'm just like, damn. That's all you can say is damn.
I think the biggest thing that he pointed out that kind of shed a light on things was with Kevin Hart and calling him an industry plant.
That nigga's a sexy red, ain't he?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Is it interesting? But wouldn't go that far. But
is she not an industry plant though?
We're gonna leave that for another day. So nah, man, sexy red will not get no energy here. Nor would Drake with that BBL. But
oh damn!
Listen, I ain't gonna lie, I like sexy red music. Okay, I put in my reels. So listen, sometimes she get that energy. Okay, sometimes
ain't no judgment.
She gives the ratchet, energy. The very ghetto. She says she's a ghetto bitch. So
you want to shake that ass for Drake?
And I don't. But in terms of just the beat of her music and whatever, I fuck with it sometimes. Do I listen to her all the time? No.
So
there's no judgment here.
Okay, somebody's being okay. Anyway,
there's no judgment here.
Yeah, I like some of her music. I'm not say the biggest fan of her, but I'm not gonna be like, oh, I just don't agree with it. I'm like, shit, she living in her truth and she making money from it. So
say less.
And same thing with Katt right now.
Anything but honest.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, like, even with Katt right now, he's living in his truth. He had a almost 3-hour interview. So I can't, because there are a lot of people saying that he's lying. Like, all this.
That nigga is not. Oh no, he ain't.
I mean,
All the
but
people out here saying he lying is
the people
the
who are
celebrities that he
fans
talking
of the
about.
celebrities.
now
he
if you
talking
go
about.
under the comments, you see some people, they be like, oh, I think he lying. Like, this nigga, like.
But the only point they have is he's just mad that he wasn't successful. That nigga is living better than over a third of the people who are for him and against him. What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm just saying, that you got some fans or people, they don't believe him. Now, I'm not saying it's a majority of people. I say the majority of people are believing him and just trying to question. That's why these other people he called out has to make statements.
Mm-hmm.
But let's talk about who's not made a statement yet.
Who?
Steve Harvey's not made a statement.
Oh yeah, you know his tap dancing ass ain't finna say shit.
That's
He already backed himself in the corner with Monique. What could he possibly say? Like, Monique brought so many angles up against Steve, and the only thing Steve could say was, I did it for the survival of my family. I did it for the sake of providing my family materials that they've never had, or for the sake of the tangible. My financial gain, my personal gain. I sacrificed my morals and the integrity of all the black people and collective judgment of black people around me for myself. Sorry, Monique. This nigga said that. Like, in a nutshell, he said that. I'm like,
I mean, are
you are too old for that, bro.
Are you really surprised?
I mean, I honestly, I wouldn't say I'm surprised. I'm just like disappointed because, nigga, I am 27. I am 27 and I am doing none of that buck dancing, tap dancing bullshit. You can't pay me $1 billion to go against my niggas. I'm just not gonna do it.
That's a price. That's a price of fame, bro. And a lot of people are willing to pay it. Some people have a price on their life. Some people have a price on their soul. You know.
Shit, I'm good.
When it come down to that, and Katt Williams is one of those many people that would like not sacrifice his integrity for a buck.
You just need to be careful.
Like, that's the one thing I don't think I would ever understand when it come down to the rich. Like, what's the point of having all the money in the world if you can't speak your mind? Isn't that your amendment right to be able to speak your mind? If you have an opinion, if you have like anything that's going on that's a social injustice, whether it's social, racial, sexual injustice that's going on, you have a right to speak on it. You have a right to utilize your platform. But no, because you have millions or billions of dollars, you can't speak on that. Otherwise, we're going to take away all your money. Mm-hmm. If all this money means that I can't speak my mind, then fuck the money. And that's real shit. Yeah. And like, Dave Chappelle walked away for $50 million.
I'm talking about cash.
$50 million for the sake of his morals and integrity. Katt Williams said he did it five times himself. And what's the one thing that Kevin kept saying? Kevin Hart kept telling him, like,
you just mad that I'm successful and you're not. I did the work, you didn't. You messed yourself up.
You turned down all the offices on the table. Don't get mad at me because I took it. Basically saying, don't get mad at me because I sucked a few dicks along the way to get where I'm at.
But Master said, I good.
You know, hey, don't get mad at me because you missed out. I'm like, yeah, it was my choice to put on that gist. Yeah, I ripped it. Like, man, what are you talking about? You not even telling him that he's wrong. Like, you further incriminating yourself. That's why, like, I fuck with what Katt said. Like, there's God's side and there's the other side.
When he said Satan can't create anything, I said, that nigga spitting.
Not even blessings. Satan can't create blessings. You know, the biggest thing that a person that sells their soul has to do, like Katt Williams stated, is proving to the world that it doesn't exist, that it didn't happen. You know, he's right. You can't give liars a platform. You can't give liars a narrative, because look at what it becomes. If you want to take this into an even bigger picture, black people come here with no sense of their history. We don't even know our true last names half of the time. A lot of our last names are the last names of our slave owners from our past. We have no true sense of our history, what really happened because the curriculum, everything they done built is based on lies and plagiarism. It's so funny that people talk about plagiarism in college, but yet the biggest plagiarized is our history.
Yep.
Shit.
And ain't nobody, and every time we quote it as black people, no, shut up. You're a liar. He's a terror. He's Afrocentric.
We was kings.
radical.
We was kings. Anything to diminish, mimic, and degrade or overshadow the fucked up shit that you not only did you do, perpetuate, but did. Yeah, I get it.
So what y'all think and how everybody responded? Like, what do you think gonna be the kind of like the outcome of all this? I know it's still kind of early in, like maybe 3 days in at this point.
I just hope that somehow Katt Williams see this shit and hire me a part of his security team. That's all I'm gonna say.
I think it's gonna be. We need it. Obviously, every year it needs to start off with a bang. I don't know if this is planned by celebrities or
That
whatever.
bitch banging.
Yeah, I don't know if this is planned by celebrities, but every year we have something at the beginning of the year. This right now is the January 2024. This is the big bang. Now, do I think this is going to be talked about in the next month? Probably not, but it depends. It depends on how far this goes. They can make, like people he called out, they can make their statements and keep it pushing. I don't know if Katt's going to keep talking about it. I don't know. I don't know because I don't underestimate people. So I don't know. I just think there's going to be a lot of statements. A lot of people are going to have their opinion. I don't know if Steve Harvey, who people haven't said anything yet, are going to make an opinion, a statement about it.
Cedric said, like everybody except for Steve Harvey has said something thus far. I haven't read anything about Steve Harvey saying anything. I mean, if he did, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, as we're filming now, there's no statements from Steve Harvey, but by the time
To
this video
our
comes out-
knowledge.
to our knowledge, but
Because the Shade Room has definitely been proactive in showcasing everything.
yeah, this is just our opinion when we just talking. So
Shade room.
Because I know Cedric responded pretty much saying, shit ain't sweet. It would go as you planned if you met in the street. And my legacy isn't defined by one joke. I mean, hey, you sound kind of butthurt, my boy.
and notice that everybody's response is similar. It's
Success. I made it. This, that, and the third.
basically, and I don't
nigga,
care.
Like, nigga, you don't know me.
Yeah, like okay, I'm still famous. I'm still rich. My bills are paid. I'm still getting
My
whatever.
pocket fat, nigga. What you doing?
Yeah, so to them they didn't care because at the end of the day they don't see this affecting them. But like I said, it could. This could be tough.
But that's the problem. That's the fucking problem right there.
They are comfortable
It's like-
in the rules that Satan has given them.
It's like, fuck what you talking about, nigga? I'm paid. Like, who the fuck need that integrity shit, nigga? I'm paid. Nigga, like,
Fuck integrity, nigga.
for now, nigga.
I can cry in Dubai.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day,
Type shit.
everybody got to answer to God.
Yeah.
And that's real
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
Everybody got to answer to God. Like, whatever path you walk, whether it's conventional, unconventional, satanic or unsatanic, everybody's road ends the same way.
Oh,
Judgment. So
He is the
you
beginning.
got to live with the
He
decisions
is
you
the
make.
end, the alpha, and the omega.
So it's like, it doesn't even surprise me what they saying. Fuck who you talking about, Katt? I'm paid. This shit ain't sweet. But deep down, that shit hurt. It hurts you, don't it?
Mm-hmm.
That somebody revealed your truth, that you ain't as real as you portray yourself to be.
I wouldn't even say they hurt. They just surprised
Bro,
because they were told that they
Not
were
surprised.
protected
they're not surprised.
and vulnerable. They are surprised.
They're not surprised, bro.
The arrogant never suspect. Challenge. One of my favorite villains, fictional villains, said that in the MCU movie. The arrogant, they suspected nothing, Father. The arrogant never do.
He never said what the villain was.
Thanos. The arrogant never do. Them niggas were
He died, right?
Yeah, nigga, he died. So what? But they had to go back in time to beat this nigga. Like, come on.
Who killed
Yeah,
him?
just about all.
He got killed by a rich nigga, didn't he?
Ironically, one of my favorite characters too.
Tony Stark?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, really, he got killed by strangers. Really, he got killed by Doctor Strange, the GOAT, but that's a subject for another day.
I'm about to say he planned it, but anyway, he came out with one. There was like how many different ways, like millions of ways, and there was only one plan that would work to save everybody.
Yeah.
He ain't no Katt the Conqueror though.
I'm gonna leave that shit where it at. That's a whole hot topic for a whole nother video. Yeah.
Let's get back
anyway,
to these goof ass niggas.
Yeah. Who the next nigga up for discussion? Cause
how about Luda? Talk about Luda's.
That's
he one of my top 10 or 5. I'm gonna just say that. Continue.
I mean, he said Luda was a sacrificial lamb. Like he part of the Illuminati, and Luda was responding with a verse.
That said essentially the same thing, which disappoints me, but at the same time, God prepared me for that because He told me not to put my faith in man and people, you know what I'm saying, who could be revered in mass. It's just like all you said was you successful, you charming, you talented, you smart. I could say some of the same shit in a verse. And arguably, like, it amounts to jack shit if I sacrifice my love for God, my integrity. Like, if I go on the opposition of God, it means jack shit. And all He said was, I'm successful, I'm this, I'm that, the third. And like, bro, you are one of the most proficient lyricists, and the average mind wouldn't even comprehend that because they just go based off of what's hot and not listen to shit thoroughly. Ludacris is a very intelligent lyricist. And the fact that he would, I can't say that I'm surprised. I can't play surprised, but it's disappointing that he said that. It's disappointing.
I'm saying I'm not really sure if Katt Williams really bashed him because it was quick.
That's bashing.
No, right.
I mean, I think he's shade a little bit. I don't think
exactly. Because Shannon just asked him, I heard that you and Luda were cousins. Yeah. It was like a quick side comment because even Shannon said himself that he was trying to really control. He really couldn't control the damn conversation because Katt came in there like a fucking shotgun.
I mean, yeah, because he kept going and going. Like, look, like his face the entire time was like this, like he couldn't speak. Like
he's like, damn, this is what we doing.
Yeah, notice the interview was 3 hours basically. So
Katt controlled him.
He said he still had like 20 questions that you didn't even ask me yet.
Yeah, because he was just going like he was just hitting.
He kept saying every time Shannon tried to say something, Katt cut him off. Because at the end of the day, Katt is speaking from his truth. Mm-hmm. And
not just his. Nah, that ain't his truth. That's the truth.
That's one way you can look at it, but we're going to be logical here. He was speaking his truth because truth has multiple forms, and multiple perspectives.
I think that's wrong. Personally, I think the truth is the truth, a lie is a lie, light is light, dark is dark.
Life's not black and white like that, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because there's different variations of the truth. That's why people have different variations.
But is it the truth though? Like if it's my version of me telling a story, right?
But that's your perspective.
And you can be like, this is the thing. Even though that's my perspective, I could still be wrong. You could be like, nah, Mari, that ain't what happened. This what happened. And then because that happened, you then said this. That's the truth.
So wouldn't that mean that there's 2 sides to every story?
No.
There's 3 sides to every story.
The 2 liars and the truth.
So I'm saying like it says there's a lie and some truth, and there's some truth and some lies. So they both go hand in hand.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because that's just like you have your version of, say we have an argument, you have your version, I have my version, and then God saw it. That's 3 sides. He know what happened, but it's up to us to be like, okay, you have your own opinions about what happened, because we can have the same scenario what happened, but just instead of me calling you, say, I called you a bitch or whatever, and they're like, nah, you called me something else. I still called you a name. It's just the principle, like what your version is and what my version is, but the conversation still was there.
Okay, my question to that. I'm not saying y'all wrong. Okay, hear me out. Can I halfway love somebody? Like if I say I love you, like if I don't show that I love you, that means I don't love you. Like You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm not fully committed to showing you that I love you.
Now we venturing into...
No, I'm using it.
I said we venturing into another perspective. Because now, like, everybody loves differently. That's why they That's why they have love languages.
Okay, cool.
Make sure you check out the episode to see that. Love languages.
Oh, I get that. However, if I'm not giving 100% with all the avenues, with at least one of the many avenues of love languages, I am half-assing. If I'm half-assing, does that mean that I love you?
That's like, love is very perceptive. Everybody... I
don't think so.
No, so no, everybody interprets it differently. Now, if you have the emotional intelligence to understand somebody and how they choose to love, then, you may, like, that's the problem that a lot of people have. Everybody want to be loved a certain type of way.
Okay.
Right? But not everybody's deserving of that type of love, because sometimes, people showcase their love through their actions. Some people showcase their love through their words. Some people showcase their love through their gifts. Some people showcase love in different facets. So to sit here and say that love is just black and white is not. It's not, because
I believe it
people
is.
That are people that look at love from a traditional point of view see man and woman. People that look at love from an unconventional standpoint see it as, regardless of the gender, love is love. Mm-hmm. What is the LGBTQ plus pretty much lingo? Love is love, right? Mm-hmm. But everybody showcase it differently. We're different individuals. Now, what you do in your life and the path you walk, like I said, is between you and God. And how you choose to live your life, you will answer for that in judgment.
Yeah, of course.
So to sit here and say that there's only one truth, undeniable truth, that's kind of biased, because everybody's truth is different. I can't speak for every facet of your life. You can't speak for every facet of mine. So what right do I have to say that my truth is the only truth when I don't know every facet of your life? Your perspective is your perspective. So when we say
I don't personally adopt the truth for that reason. That's all I can say for me. I personally don't adopt the truth for that reason, because I know I can't trust myself, because I'm a person no more than I can trust the next person. We're both flawed. So if I'm looking at it as, my perspective, I'm not going to get anywhere. We're not going to get anywhere.
So you brought up a point. If you said that we're all flawed, why even say that there's one undeniable truth?
Because there is. There's perfection, there's imperfection. We know what perfection is because we have an innate understanding that we are going to fuck up. We're going to mess up.
Some people strive to be a perfectionist. What about those kind of
people? You can strive all you want to. The facts remain that as a flawed being, that's not.
Because some people,
I can never be perfect.
Some people strive to be a perfectionist, and some people are just OCD.
Some people strive to do things the best way that they can be viewed. And that is communicated as a perfectionist or OCD. No matter what we do, we can never be perfect.
All right, so let me ask a question. Would you consider yourself open-minded?
To the best of my ability, yes. I negate a lot of stuff.
Would you say that an open-minded person would say that there's one truth or there's a multitude of truths?
Honestly.
And I'm going to ask you that question, then I'm going to ask her that question.
Honestly, it depends on what they have discovered, what they have an understanding of. After taking a philosophy class, after, looking at different avenues of spirituality, I came to the consensus of there's one truth because of the environment around me, observing the beauty around me, using the guidelines of all the stuff I learned and looking at the stuff around me. There is a night, there is a day. There is light in the dark at night. And there are some cases of dark in the day. However, there is only one day and there is only one night. There is an alteration. Day is day, night is night. There is no in between. When it's dark, it is dark. When it's daytime, it's daytime. When I'm sad, I'm sad. When I'm angry, I'm angry. When I'm happy, I'm happy.
Okay.
When I'm here, I'm here. When I'm gone, I'm gone.
So we're gonna switch it over to you. What's your point of view?
Ask the question one more time. I just want to make sure.
But if you consider yourself open-minded, but you look at truth from the perspective of many or the perspective of, all, say that there's one perspective versus a multitude of perspectives.
I always think as a collective. That's why I'm like, if anybody asks me my anecdotal experience or my anecdotal thought process on certain things, then yeah, I'm gonna answer it how I think it is. But if we're gonna talk about it as a collective, yeah, I'm gonna go with what other people think as a majority, because it's just too many. Like it's too many of that. So just to keep the conversation cute and short, it's like I'm gonna say it from a collective standpoint. I'm open-minded when it comes down to people asking, "What's your personal experience? What's your personal experience? Or what do you think as a collective people think?" Right? Because that's another episode that we're gonna talk about, like dating, right? Like as a collective, like thought process of that. Because I feel like that's just a whole conversation in itself. But I consider myself an open-minded person. But if you ask me my personal opinion about certain things, yeah, I'm gonna say what my opinion is, and then I'll say, as a collective, I think this is what's really going on, what people are really thinking, and that's just my little short answer for that.
So there are different kind of people in this world. There are people that kind of cling to individualism, and there are people that cling to collectivism. Mm-hmm. There are people that have the capability of thinking as a collective, thinking in the same coordinates as a collective. But within every collective, there's always at least a few individuals. So given that, if you cling to the idea of being open-minded, you have to accept the ideas that there could be multiple truths. He brought up different aspects of spirituality and philosophy. There are different philosophies in this world. There are philosophies of Buddha. There are philosophies of Confucius. There are philosophies of Roman, Pythagoras. There's a multitude of philosophies. In religions, there's different messages geared towards religion of what Christians thought, what Egyptians thought, what Buddhists thought, what Judaism thought. There's so many different perspectives and how people look at life. So to sit here and say that there's only one truth, it's rather biased. And if you actually think like that, you're not really open-minded. You're lying to yourself. And that's kind of what Katt, going back to Katt, that's kind of what he was initializing. He said, you're not going to come on here and speak this false narrative as if it ain't what it is, Don't sit here and like he brought up a good perspective. If you're juiced up, don't come on here with that juiced up body talking about look how good I look, because that's not your truth. You took the short road. So to sit here and say that there's only one truth. There's only one truth.
I mean, the truth is they didn't take the right way.
I'm saying there's not one truth. There's multiple perspectives. Your truth is what you cling to. That's the reality. You cling to your truth, I cling to mine. She clings to her truth. Everybody's entitled to the truth they cling to. Everybody's entitled to their perspective. It's only having a willingness to hear somebody's perspective that we can gain an understanding. So I may not be able to see where you're coming from, but I can at least take the time to understand you. And that's what a disconnect is. Because somebody doesn't agree with your perspective, because you're not as open-minded as you claim to be, when somebody provides a perspective that is different from yours, you find yourself getting antagonized, confrontational, easily angered.
Yeah, because if you ever got into like a conversation with somebody and they just feel like they're right, you see that they're closed-minded because they don't want to hear what you got to say.
And look at how they responded. Yeah. Look at how they responded.
Yeah. Yeah, look at all the response.
They didn't respond. Like Kevin Hart went from, you need to do something about that anger in your heart. Who the hell said he was angry?
He was just speaking.
Exactly.
Who the hell said he was angry?
What implication did he have when he said that I'm pissed off at y'all?
Yeah, he never once said that in the whole interview. It was like, oh, I'm pissed or I'm angry. He never said that. Did
He
it
felt anything.
Now, can you form your own opinion to feel like he was? Then that's your opinion.
He said, like, I would have never spoken this had my name not been mentioned. So you guys mentioned his name. Ricky Smiley came on the show talking about, oh, I was supposed to play Money Mike. He felt some type of way because of all the work he put in to be Money Mike. That's one of his most iconic characters. Mm-hmm. That's like saying, like, all right, Amari made his own customized, outfit. Let's say he designed this outfit here, and then I go on there and say, oh, I originally designed that. He will feel some type of way because of all the work he put in designing that.
It's dismissed.
So and then for you to come on here and to try to rewrite the narrative as your truth, sometimes when it comes down to people's truth, sometimes people's truth undermine the lives of other people. It's like when white people look at themselves as a superior race. How they interpret the Bible as we are, lesser beings, livestock. How some men see women as livestock, as property. In their eyes, that's their truth, but that's not the reality. That's not the reality because everybody is entitled to what they believe, but you're not going to sit here and try to turn your truth into everybody's truth. That's not fair. Mm-hmm. That's not fair. That's not right. That's immoral. That's very close-minded.
And like we were saying before too, like they had every opportunity because they went on the Shay Shay show right before him. They had every opportunity to say what they had to say, but they didn't. So
my thing is, if they went before him, why did they say anything about him at all?
Because they thought he was weak. He said it himself that Cedric thought that he was a no-name, no talent having comedian that couldn't even
that's
amount to
not
his.
Really my question. That's not really my question. What was the provocation?
Well, Shannon brought it up that did you steal Katt Williams' joke?
But see, okay,
because that
was that after Katt Williams said what he said or before? Okay, so yeah, it was before.
This is back in 2021.
Okay, so what was the provocation for that?
So it was probably beef around that time geared towards Katt Williams stating that that was my joke, and
did Katt say anything in yesteryears about you stole my joke?
Yeah, just like Mark Corey continuously say something about Steve Harvey stealing his material and Steve Harvey telling him to get a life, quote unquote get a life, get over yourself and get a job.
That sounds very familiar.
So when people try to bash you like that and say that this person is like not calling you a liar, not saying that he's lying. He said, man, that person needs to grow up. That person needs to get a job, need to get a life. Why he's so focused on me? Ooh. Because you're taking
sounds like a Republican Party.
Because you're taking ownership of their legacy. We work our entire lives to develop our craft. Some of us go to school, some of us go to trade school, some of us go join the job force. We go through endless trial and error to perfect our craft. You know what I'm saying? And a comedian's craft is his bind. It's it's what makes him who they are, and it takes a lot of trial and error. Some people are prodigies. Some people go through a lot of failures. Some people go through a lot of heartaches, and when they finally get to the epitome of success, and you take that from them,
pull the rug from up under them. Yeah,
you take that from them.
Yep.
How do you think they're supposed to respond? How dare you take my shit? You didn't live my life. Even Katt Williams said something to him about, like, you over here parading yourself around like, I used to be homeless. That's not your story. That's my story.
I ain't gonna lie. That's sick. That's sociopathic.
How the fuck where the fuck do you get off telling the narrative that I was homeless, I was living in my car, and I continuously work hard and find my success when that's not your story. Who the fuck are you to sit there and say that narrative and it ain't yours? You don't have no ownership of that. There's people out here that's actually living that life. There's
That's
some people
sick.
that's really homeless
Oh,
and
I know.
working.
That's sick.
It just trying to come off as he was trying to be relatable, but see, it's not relatable if you never lived that. I can't relate to you if you've never been through that. So there's multiple reasons why probably they did what they did. We would never know the full, complete truth because that's celebrity. Celebrities got stuff that we don't know about. This
Oh shit.
it may be.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And Katt Williams, he probably didn't even say everything that went behind the scenes. He probably kept it cute, even for 3 hours.
Nah, he said some shit.
No, but
Continue.
I'm saying though, he gave us a lot, but there may be some more stuff that they just didn't even get to dive in. Like Shannon.
Oh, one thing in particular. I'm gonna let you finish.
What's up?
Chris Tucker, somebody who I revered and respected, even though once again God told me
He definitely said something about Chris Tucker too.
but that wasn't the first time I heard that. Y'all know I'm a alleged conspiracy theorist. 4 to 5, 6 years ago, when the whole scandal of Epstein Island started, I seen Chris Tucker's name on a leaked list of a plethora of other individuals who were involved with Epstein Island.
Katt Williams mentioned he did that before it even came up. He mentioned it about Epstein.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Like, I knew about Epstein Island before it became popular. And all the names that went mainstream that y'all know about now, I knew about years ago before it was popular. And it's just like, they glossed over that so quick. They go, like you were saying, like they glossed over that so quick. They didn't dive into it. And I'm just like, a lot of the shit that he said was an uncomfortable truth. But I digress. Please continue.
No, I was just saying, he gave us a lot because, like you said, Shannon, he didn't even get to ask all the questions he wanted to ask. So if he would have asked those questions, he probably would have dived a little bit deeper into certain stuff. He dived deep, but 3 hours, 2 hours, 45 minutes, that was not everything. So that's what I'm saying. Like, when I hear other people's responses and what he said, I'm like, it may be some more shit coming on in the next few months.
But you gotta appreciate
There will be more.
But you gotta appreciate a platform like that where you can speak your truth, because in this world, the voice of of anybody that's considered indigenous people of color, our voice is our power. That's why a lot of people love comedians, a lot of people love rappers, because they're a representation of our voice, our experience, our lives, the lives of the everyday man, the everyday woman. And for somebody to be able to speak that, to have a platform where you can speak your truth, speak your life, and speak your point of view without the ability of being tarnished, without somebody, alienating you, without somebody, trying to incriminate you, your words being objectified, like how you are on all these other platforms. It's a beautiful thing, and I'm happy that Katt Williams touched on that, because it's a great thing that Shannon has there. And if anybody that knows Shannon Sharp knows his path was a very unconventional one when it came down to media. We all saw how Skip Bayless did him dirty. And just how hard his everyday life was dealing with that man. That working with a man that you clearly better than, and again, severely underpaid in comparison to him. Yeah. And how this man just bashes African American athletes along with anybody else, along with your co-host.
Nah, Skip.
Pause.
So it's a very good platform that he's developed here. But I agree with Katt. We should allow people, regardless of if it's our race or not, to sit there and come on there and tell lies. Tell lies to bash others when that's not their truth. Who are you to rewrite their truth? Who are you to control their narrative? Like, you have no narrative over my life. If I know in my heart that I've never done drugs, I'm an avid father of 10 kids.
Ooh.
He adopted those kids.
I know. I was saying
he's a philanthropist. He gives back. He touched bases on how he gives back after every one of his comedy shows. How many comedians could say that they give back? He's brought on so many people on his platform, utilizing his connections. And here you got other people that is bashing his name into the dirt. What right do you have to do that? Saying that, oh, he has a drug problem, oh, he was doing, because in the fucked up part about it, they did the same thing to Dave Chappelle. And Dave Chappelle is a fucking legend. When he did the Chappelle show, there wasn't a motherfucker out here that didn't know about Dave Chappelle.
Hell no.
But the moment they did him, everybody turned on him. Oh, that nigga's on crack.
But that's what happens when you be at the top, though.
Shit, who is
Everybody?
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna wrap it up here. Okay, so Maury, final thoughts of just the whole conversation with Katt Williams. Like anything you want to say in terms of how you feel? Do you feel like Katt is going to talk about this more? Is it going to go in depth, or just overall how you feel about the situation?
I don't know if Katt will talk about it more. Is it really necessary? It just depends on the social rhetoric of the general public. But I stand firm in what I know. There is one truth. There is one lie. Fear God, depart from evil, and always do your best to do so. God bless you.
For my final thoughts, I saw something coming in 2024. I didn't know Katt Williams was going to start off the year with a bang like this. But I mean, he said what he said, and he stand 10 toes on it. So I don't really have like a big feeling towards him in terms of what he was speaking about. What he said was a lot of like, oh wow, like a lot of just stuff where you just was like eye shocker. Even Shannon was like, he couldn't even, his face the entire time was just shocked the entire time. And it was a long conversation. So just imagine just a plethora of information just coming out at you. I think there's going to be more talk about it. I don't know if Steve Harvey and other people that he mentioned is going to talk or make a statement about it, but definitely I don't think this is like a week of talk and it's just going to blow over necessarily now that we've talked about it more. Definitely I say this is going to go on for the next, say, 1 or 2 months of just going back and forth, depending on how these guys converse on the internet, because people get petty on the internet, people internet thugs on the internet, so I don't know, but I just think Katt Williams, he stand 10 toes. He told his truth, and I have respect for him, and I appreciate him. People bashing your name, and you're not gonna stand for it. You're gonna speak your truth. So that's my thought. Destin.
Well, we are who we are in this world. Regardless of what truth you cling to, regardless of what position you stand, whether you stand with Katt or you stand against him, everybody's entitled to speak their truth. With this platform, along with Shannon's, we believe in the spirit of opinions. Everybody's entitled to it. We're definitely striving to be open-minded, emotionally intelligent to that retrospect. But I salute Katt, real shit. Because it needed to be said. Your narrative, your legacy is yours to write on your terms, and nobody should have the privilege to do so outside of yourself. So, just to kind of close it off, this was a very, 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 intuitive conversation that, just a privilege to be able to see, Katt Williams in the spotlight in 2024. What a beautiful way to start the year. I see it going very well. I wish him nothing but many more blessings. And, we're going to follow in his example and continue to strive for the betterment of our people and speak our truth. So, definitely salute to all the ones out there that are speaking their truth and living on their principles. Because Prolific Group Podcast is going to live on ours as well, regardless of the opinions of others. And you can reference me that. But this was a great episode, man. What a great way to start the year. Shout out to Brielle here. I'm seeing a lot more of her. As you can see, a few of the other members are not present. But, they here in spirit. And for those who are new to the platform, this is Prolific Group Podcast. Be sure to tune in for future episodes. Subscribe.
Like, comment, leave suggestions down below. Comment what you want us to talk about. We have a lot of topics to talk about, especially I really want to talk about, you know, Black love in the community. Just little examples about that. Like I said, I like talking about controversial topics that make people uncomfortable. So leave suggestions down below of what you think you know would like to hear from us. And yeah.
And if you got a BBL, you better tell them.
Oh shit, nigga, don't tell me shit.
We can talk about that as well.
Shout out to Super Ray, man. That nigga's hilarious.
Shout out to Drake. I'm just playing. Drake, I would.
Yo. Peace from your country cousin.
God damn.
That's a wrap.
Yep, and that's a wrap. See y'all.